Good afternoon, ma'am, and
Good
welcome to this
afternoon.
session.
Thank you so much.
I was just wondering for our viewers, could you talk about your
Mhm.
journey till now?
Yeah, sure. Well, I have been an EFL, which is English as a foreign language, and ESL, English as a second language trainer for nearly 23 years. I have got the opportunity to be in different parts of the world, teaching students over there, to name a few: England, Poland, Indonesia, Egypt, and India, of course. I have taught nearly all age groups, from children to adults, and all kinds of courses like general English, business English, exam preparatory courses like IELTS, BEC, soft skills. Have also helped different organizations to prepare materials and with curriculum development. But most importantly, what I would like to mention about my teaching career is that, of course, I have learned a lot from my seniors, my colleagues, and most importantly, my students. But this has not only helped me to improve my teaching skills, but has changed me to a very great extent to a better person, because I think that motivating students and mentoring students is a very important part that teachers have to play. And in order to do this, you have to know your students very well, because if you don't know your students, it is very difficult for the students to open up.
Yeah, true.
So I think by doing this, I have learned a lot from my students, which I have incorporated in my life. And so far, it has been an enriching experience, I would say, and I hope this continues in the future.
Okay. How long has been your journey?
For nearly 23
Twen-
years, I have been
uh,
teaching.
22 years. That's a long time.
23 years, yeah, long time.
That's really impressive. Uh, According to you, post
Mhm.
lockdown,
Mhm.
how should youngsters get ready for their future? What do you think? What do you suggest?
Well, I think this pandemic has brought a lot of significant changes in our daily lives, normal lives, in terms of how the society works and how the system works. Post lockdown, I think teenagers or youngsters, especially youngsters, they'll have to think about a lot of different career options, educational options, because it's going to change a lot. I mean, the whole thing is going to change a lot. People are going to work long hours online. A lot of education institutions, universities, schools, colleges, I think they're going to promote online learning and blended learning approaches. So I think it's high time for the youngsters to gear up, get well versed with technology, not only in terms of social media, but in terms of finding better alternatives for education and career.
Okay. Okay, there is something that we'd like to know. Traditionally, we have seen in India the youngsters
Mhm,
studying to get a job somewhere.
mhm,
All the
mhm,
education is linked to a job. Do you
mhm.
think that now there needs to be a shift in focus after this lockdown goes away, or the world starts getting back to normal? Looking
Right.
for study
Yeah.
only for a job, do you think
Mhm.
youngsters need to change their focus and look for something else? What is your opinion?
Right. I think it's not only youngsters in India, but also youngsters everywhere. Because, getting security, stability, having a good career option, I think is a goal for most of the people. especially when you have to think about financial circumstances, you have to run a family, you have to earn a living. It's very, very important. But I personally feel that a little bit of shift in focus is required over here. So when a person looks for a job, only the financial aspect is not important. It is important, but it should not be only the money part. But if they look into what their interests are, what their aptitude are, and job satisfaction, in terms of job satisfaction, I think this will maintain the balance. This will help the person to work in an organization for a longer period of time, would be involved in his job, would be dedicated because he does what he likes and interested in. And it will be a very good opportunity for him to hone his skills. So I think this balance is very much required. So in order to have that,
What
he
you
needs to
suggest
have a little bit of
would
shift.
be looking towards their passion and get into a job where the
Correct.
passion is nurtured.
Correct, correct. This is very important. I think because even in my life, I have seen this. I was very passionate about teaching since I was a child. So this kept me moving ahead, and this kept me doing things that I really wanted to do. So I think it's very, very important.
Okay, thank you. There is one more thing which I would like to focus upon. Uh,
Mm-hmm,
what we have seen is that
mm-hmm,
whenever you're trying to get some information, unlike our days where we had to go to library to get certain information, we did our studies going to library, going to this national library, the American library, the British Council library, for any information that we needed studying foreign books. Today, the youngsters, whatever they are referring to, they always have Google in front of them. They are more net
mm-hmm,
savvy. They are focusing on
mm-hmm,
computers. They have got handheld smartphones, and anything they need
mm-hmm,
to search, they quickly search. The sales of
mm-hmm,
dictionary has gone down because today you don't
mm-hmm,
need a dictionary anymore. All you need to do is find the meaning of the word through Google in any language that
mm-hmm,
you want. The
mm-hmm,
contents in the net are available mostly in English language. Do
mm-hmm.
you think that rich content in regional language would help people gather information or gain knowledge in a better manner? What is your opinion on this?
Well, it's true that internet is filled with English language content, which gives us a very good idea that which shows us the domination of the language, and local language content is really far less compared to English language content. But before we talk about this local language content, we really need to think about who are the primary internet users. If you look at a country like India, which has so many languages, so many dialects, but usually you'll see the person who surfs the net has studied English to some extent, has gone to an English medium school, or has done a course which required English at a university. So, if we promote local language content, then definitely the number of users who are using the internet will increase, and it is going to be very beneficial, I think.
Okay, that's good. But does it also suggest that to use the current internet and to gather more information from a global
Mhm,
source like the internet, people
mhm.
need to polish their English language skills?
Well, this should not be the case, actually. But in most of the situations, we have seen that people attach a lot of importance to English. And this is only happening because we don't have much content in local languages, and it's only English. Even in terms of career growth, a person thinks that, well, it is very important to learn English. Unless he learns English, he will not be able to have a good career. And it is not only in India, but I think it is everywhere in the world. I have students from Brazil, Chile, France, Spain, and all these people, they think that, well, English is very, very important. But I think that if local language content is promoted, then it will be very good for people to, access the internet. They will learn about a lot of things, and they will not have the inhibition of fear to learn things, because they would be able to control their own learning experiences, I think. So I think that it will not only increase the number of people using the internet, but I think it will create a lot of opportunities and open a lot of avenues for people if we have local language content.
But English is important. That is what you're suggesting. Because that,
No, I'm not saying that English is important, because I don't think English is important in a way. We have made it like that. People have made it like that. But if local language content is promoted, and, it's going to break the concept of using English. For example, people think that English is a language of the elite or the privileged class, and not everybody can learn English. But if we have these kind of things, then I think it would be very good for most of the people, and it will bust the myth that, well, English is not for everyone. I don't think that a person who knows his subject very well or is very good in his field requires English all the time, or we can judge somebody's capability through English, whether he can speak in English or not. But sadly enough, this has become the scenario now. You have to know English. You are very much judged by your English language ability, I would say, skills.
proficiency in the language that is needed.
Absolutely,
Until
absolutely.
language content comes in, people have to
Yes,
deal with studying from the English language content. So in that context, I think studying English or having at least basic knowledge of conversation in English is essential.
right, right.
Been
Because I think that nowadays, sorry for interrupting you, I think nowadays I think English has become a skill. That's why, I do a lot of online classes, and my students, they have particular requirements, particular needs. And what I do is that I just pinpoint those needs, and I try to develop my lessons in such a way that it's very specific for the student. Because nowadays, gone are those days when we used to learn English as a language. Now it has become a skill. Everybody wants to brush up their skills, whether it is communication or it is just something else. It's like part by part. So it is not necessary if a person comes to you and says that, well, I want to improve my English, the it would be in totality. Maybe that person just wants to write good English, but then all of this boils down to communication, English communication, because
okay. So
if you're writing, then also you're communicating.
what you are suggesting, as I could gather, is that classical English language classes, the spoken English classes, which has been going on, teaching traditional grammar the Renan Martin way, and then moving ahead to words and sentences. Days for that are gone, and you're suggesting now people
Absolutely.
more customized, specific training so that they could get
Right.
with their work in a better manner, which is
Right.
something as a training you are providing online to
Right.
students from across
Right.
the globe. That's
Right.
really fantastic.
Even if you look at small children, there I have a few students who are 6 years old, for example. They are very good with technology. They can have online classes, but what their parents are trying to teach them is uh, uh, applying whatever they are learning at school. This application of whatever a child is learning at school is very important.
Okay. There's one more thing which I was wondering. Do you think content by anyone in the internet in local language would be helpful to this mass who are celebrity worshipping, worshipping celebrity, whatever they say or do or dance? with the lockdown, we have seen that there are TV contents coming in. Somebody is cooking,
Mm-hmm.
somebody is dancing, somebody is sweeping the floor, somebody is cleaning the almirah. All that is being
Mm-hmm.
people are just
Mm-hmm.
watching it because the person on the other side of the screen is a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
is it essential that the content has to come from a celebrity only? Only then it becomes useful or popular?
Well, well, a lot of people have had celebrity icons, will have, and it's not a bad thing. But it is not necessary, for example, in India, if somebody has a celebrity icon, it's not necessary that that icon will be English speaking.
Okay,
Um, and I think that if local language content is promoted, people will learn a lot about other people. For example, urban youths will learn how life works in a rural area. Even for youngsters, I think it will be very good to learn about new heroes, their diverse life experiences, and learn about other people. But anyway, it's a personal choice to have a celebrity icon, and that's entirely up to them. But I think that if more language, local language content is promoted, I think people will learn a lot more about a whole lot of people we really don't know about. And this, I think, is very, very important, especially in youngsters.
okay. How do you suggest people should prepare for their career now? What else they could do in order to enhance their employability or earning capacity? To me, that is more important because
Hmm.
if the days of traditional jobs are going away, which we are
Hmm.
seeing that work from
Hmm.
home has become a norm. Now more and more companies are opting for it. So
Hmm.
traditionally going to the office, coming back, and all those are going away.
Hmm.
Do you
Hmm.
think there are certain skills which are needed in order to remain contemporary in this time period?
Well, I think that things are going to change. I don't know if they are going to change for the better or worse, but things are definitely going to change. For example, like I said, that now gone are the days when we used to learn grammar as, with rules and structures and so on. Nowadays, if you teach grammar like that, nobody would be interested. And I think that people need to get more into online courses and online studies, because a lot of people now, a lot of people work from home and they work very long hours online instead of being physically present in a place, and which is quite okay, and it's like people enjoy that. So I think that more people get into these online courses and online, they teach themselves online. I think it's going to help them in a very big way, and they have to think of um, slowly, because this traditional way of studying is fading away now, and lots of new things are coming up. So they will have to change to a great extent, and will have to adapt themselves to these new changes. And the more they do this, I think it would benefit them immensely. So these are some of the things that they really need to do.
Okay, Didi, thank you for the great insights. It was lovely talking to
You're
you.
most welcome.
People who are
It was
watching
lovely talking to you
would
too.
also benefit from the insights with your wide experience from
Thank you.
across the globe. It will enrich their knowledge level. Thank you for being there with us.